Welcome to the F-Bound Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Schroeder, Executive Function Coach. I help neurodivergent women learn tips and strategies to improve the life skills that will help them be successful. The ripple effect of impulse control. We've all seen the ripple effect. Toss a pebble into a pond and the ripples expand outward, affecting everything in their path. Similarly, impulse control impacts multiple life areas. In decision-making, impulse control stands as a pivotal factor that often distinguishes measured, deliberate choices from hasty, regrettable ones. Understanding impulse control. Impulse control is the ability to resist immediate urges, desires, or temptations in favor of making well-considered choices that align with our long-term goals and values. It's the internal brake that helps us pause, evaluate, and decide whether to act on our impulses or exercise restraint. It serves as the cornerstone of decision-making and is closely intertwined with self-discipline. When we exercise impulse control, we're better equipped to avoid impulsive actions that may lead to regrets or unfavorable outcomes. It paves the way for more deliberate, thoughtful choices. Impulsivity versus spontaneity. Impulsivity should not be confused with spontaneity. Spontaneity is the ability to act on the spur of the moment, embracing new experiences and opportunities as they arise. While spontaneity can infuse life with excitement and adventure, it differs from impulse control in its underlying motivation and timing. Impulsivity is about giving in to an immediate urge, even if it works against a larger goal. It's something done without conscious thought. Spontaneity, on the other hand, involves embracing unplanned moments without necessarily succumbing to impulsive behavior. The key distinction lies in the intention behind the action. Impulsivity is about feeling good in the moment regardless of the consequences, while spontaneity is about making a choice to seize the present without hesitation. Self-awareness and impulse control. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which effective impulse control is built. To manage our impulses successfully, we must first recognize and understand the triggers that prompt impulsive behavior. Self-awareness allows us to identify our emotional responses, vulnerabilities, and patterns of impulsivity. This is why impulse control is closely tied to emotional regulation. By fostering self-awareness, we gain the ability to pause and assess our reactions in the heat of the moment. It empowers us to question whether our impulses align with our values and long-term objectives. Through this introspection, we create space for better informed decisions and the opportunity to choose actions that are more congruent with our true intentions and aspirations. Impulse control and personal finances. When it comes to personal finances, impulse control plays a pivotal role in determining our financial well-being. When impulse control is lacking, financial challenges often follow suit. The inability to resist immediate temptations can result in impulsive spending, unchecked debt, and a precarious financial future. Poor impulse control can lead us down a treacherous path where we prioritize short-term gratification over long-term financial security. Credit card debt, unnecessary purchases, and frivolous spending can accumulate, leaving us with a financial burden that is difficult to escape. Many neurodivergent people fall into this cycle. They get caught up in impulse buying for the dopamine hit. Later, they regret the purchase because they couldn't really afford to spend the extra money. Then guilt sets in and they seek a means to alleviate that feeling, looking for another dopamine hit. Strategies. Improving impulse control in personal finances is a vital step toward financial stability. Here are some practical strategies to consider. Yes, you are probably aware of most of them, but I want you to consider them in the light of building your impulse control. Track expenses. This is the first step of being able to create a budget. Keep a record of your daily expenses to identify patterns of impulsive spending. Awareness is the first step towards change. You can't know what you have or don't have until you actually track it. Create a budget. Establish a clear budget that outlines your income, expenses, and savings goals. This provides a structured framework that can deter impulsive spending. Oftentimes, neurodivergent people aren't even aware of where their money goes. Start with knowing what comes in and what must go out. Delay gratification. This is the core of impulse control and therefore a difficult step. When faced with a significant purchase, adopt a cooling off period. Give yourself time to consider the purchase thoroughly before making a decision. Over the years, every time my ADHD daughter wanted to get her ears pierced, I told her to think about it for 2 weeks. Inevitably, she changed her mind, until she was 16 and got it done. Set financial goals. Define specific financial goals, both short-term and long-term. Having a clear vision of what you want to achieve financially can help you resist the temptation of impulsive purchases that derail your progress. Seek accountability. Share your financial goals with a trusted friend or family member who can help hold you accountable for your spending decisions. Make sure you're talking to someone you trust who will help and not shame you. Impulse control takes time, and being around someone who's going to add to your guilt when you slip up is not going to help you. By implementing these strategies, you can gain control over your financial choices and pave the way for a more stable and prosperous future. Impulse control in relationships. Impulse control is not confined to finances. It extends its influence into our personal relationships. The way we manage our impulses can profoundly affect our interactions with loved ones. Impulsive behavior in relationships often manifests as spontaneous outbursts, hasty decisions, or impromptu actions, all of which can have far-reaching consequences. When impulse control is lacking, conflicts may escalate unnecessarily, trust may erode, and the stability of relationships can be compromised. Understanding how impulsive behavior impacts personal connections is essential for fostering healthy, lasting bonds. Strategies. Addressing impulsivity within relationships requires open communication and a commitment to personal growth. If you struggle with impulse control, you need to help others in your life understand that. Education will help. Here are some practical communication techniques that can help navigate the challenges of impulse control. Active listening. Practice active listening to better understand your partner's perspective and emotions. This can diffuse impulsive reactions and foster empathy. Active listening takes a lot of practice because it involves giving your whole attention to the act of listening. You don't think about how you're going to respond or let your mind wander. Pause and reflect. When faced with a tense or emotionally charged situation, take a moment to pause and reflect before responding. This brief pause can prevent impulsive outbursts. When something triggers you and you need to pause, you should acknowledge the situation and let the other people know that you're not ignoring them. Say, "I need a minute to step back and think." Use I statements. Express your feelings and concerns using I statements to avoid accusatory language. For example, say, "I feel hurt when," instead of "you always." Seek professional help. If impulsivity within the relationship becomes a recurring issue, consider seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor who specializes in relationships. By implementing these communication techniques and practicing impulse control within relationships, we can foster healthier connections, resolve conflicts more constructively, and nurture the bonds that are essential to our emotional well-being. Professional life and impulse control. When it comes to our professional lives, impulse control is a defining factor that can significantly influence our career trajectory and overall success. The ability to exercise restraint and make well-thought-out decisions in the workplace is often the hallmark of high-performing individuals. Impulse control can dictate how we respond to workplace challenges, interact with colleagues, and approach career opportunities. It plays a pivotal role in decision-making, time management, and the ability to maintain composure under pressure. Those who master impulse control are more likely to make strategic career choices, build strong professional relationships, and excel in their chosen fields. Strategies. Improving impulse control in professional settings is a valuable skill that can lead to career advancement and personal growth. Here are some strategies to cultivate and strengthen impulse control in the workplace. Set clear objectives. Establish clear, well-defined career goals and objectives. This provides a framework for decision-making, helping you stay focused on your long-term aspirations. Know what you want to get out of the job you're at. If you're just there for the paycheck, that's fine, but then don't act like it's your life's passion and get upset when other people around you are only there for the paycheck. Time management. Develop effective time management skills to prioritize tasks and avoid impulsive reactions to last-minute demands. Create schedules and stick to them to maintain productivity and reduce stress. If you struggle with executive dysfunction, I know this is way easier said than done, but it's something to work on because being more efficient and effective at work will reduce the stress you feel. Take breaks. When faced with a challenging situation or high-pressure decision, take short breaks to gather your thoughts and emotions. This pause can help you respond more thoughtfully and rationally. Again, if you need this break while dealing with colleagues, acknowledge them and explain you need a break. Mindfulness practices. Engage in mindfulness exercises or deep breathing techniques to manage stress and reduce impulsive reactions in high-pressure situations. Plan and prepare. Yes, this is more executive functioning. I always say that our executive function skills overlap and bleed into many aspects of life. Prioritize planning and preparation before important meetings or presentations. Being well prepared can boost confidence and reduce the likelihood of impulsive responses. Reflect and learn. After significant professional decisions or actions, take time to reflect on the outcomes and learn from your experiences. This introspection can help you refine your impulse control over time. By implementing these strategies in your professional life, you can utilize impulse control to make more deliberate, strategic decisions to improve your career success and open doors to new opportunities. The ripple effect of impulse control reminds us that every choice we make, no matter how seemingly insignificant, sends waves through all areas of our lives. A moment of restraint can pave the way for financial security, healthier relationships, and enhanced well-being. Conversely, unchecked impulsivity can lead to a cascade of regrets and challenges. By honing our impulse control, we not only better ourselves, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around us. Just as a pebble's ripples eventually return to their source, the choices driven by impulse control have a way of coming back to enrich our own lives in unexpected ways. So consider the ripple effect of your choices. Remember that, like a ripple in a pond, the impact of your choices extends far beyond the initial moment, shaping the course of your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the F-Bomb Podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe below and check out my show notes to learn more about my Facebook group, courses, and membership.